What is going on, YouTubers? You're here from Maji and Jay. Today coming with another Xiaomi device, and this one is called the Redmi Note 9S. This thing only retails for about $214 right now, at least on eBay. So if you guys want to go ahead and check it out, this video was not sponsored. I'm doing you a favor by providing the link down below. That way you can get the deal that they currently have going on. I paid $229, but it just went down to $214, so that's a tremendous deal. This device has almost all the bells and whistles that you find on a flagship, with the exception of only two features, which I'm going to mention later on. So let's go ahead and get started here with the unboxing. The box here looks pretty clean all the way around, as you can tell. And if you guys ask me, it kind of reminds me of the iPhone boxes by this writing here on the sides, Redmi Note 9S. And even the size of it reminds me of the iPhone. So let's go ahead and pop the box open. And by the way, it comes with a film, but again, I've been using this device now for the past couple of days, and I'm talking about as my primary device, and it has been amazing. The experience with it has been great, guys. So anyways, here we have a little divider where inside we're going to find the SIM ejector tool. It has some manuals. We have the case, and that's pretty much it here. Next, inside of the box, we have the beauty. I decided to get it in blue, and as you guys can see, I just went ahead and re-glued the film, so that way you guys get an idea of how it comes straight out of the box. So here we have the phone. Inside we have another little cardboard divider, and inside we're gonna have the European charger. This is an 18 watts fast charger, and by the way, if you guys have a Samsung device laying around, their charger will work on this device as a fast charger, so that's great news. And finally, we have here the USB-C cable, and that's what we get. We don't get any earphones, we don't get any of those fancy accessories, just the USB and the charger. So this device comes with the Snapdragon 720, and it has the Adreno 618. It has a 6.67 inch display, so it is not a small display whatsoever, and I gotta say that it is cool looking. It is only 1080p, and it has 398 ppi, so the pixel count is a little bit low, and it is only a 60 hertz display. We don't get any of those fancy 90 hertz or 120 hertz. I would say that for the price, I think we will be asking too much. On the right side of the device, we have the volume rockers up and down together with the power key, and this is also a fingerprint scanner, and I do love it. Towards the bottom side of the device, we have the USB Type-C port with the main microphone, the only loudspeaker. It is not stereo either. We have the 3.5mm headphone jack, and towards the left hand side here, we have the SIM tray. It is a dual SIM, dual standby device, so it supports 2 nano SIM cards and a TF card as well, up to 256 gigabytes. So that's really cool. We have a metallic frame all the way around the device, and on the front we have Corning Gorilla Glass number 5. On the top here we have an IR blaster. I thought that these were kind of old already, but no, Xiaomi decided to include it on here, and it does work. I went ahead and programmed my Sony TV, and it works flawlessly, so that's great news. We have the secondary microphone, and towards the back here it gets a little bit more interesting. We have a 48 megapixel main shooter. We have an 8 megapixel, I believe is a telephoto lens. Then we have a 5 megapixel wide angle lens and a 2 megapixel depth lens. So we have 4 cameras on the back side of this device, and it does record in 4K up to 30 frames per second. On the back side here, I believe this is also glass, and it's going to be Corning Gorilla Glass number 5 as well. And it has a 5050 power milliamp battery. And this one comes with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of internal storage. I believe there's another variant that comes with more RAM and more memory as well, but I decided to get the very least memory just to see how it performed. So here we are greeted with the Redmi logo by Xiaomi. And I gotta say, guys, that their Redmi line are always very attractive and very affordable as well. And before I forget, on the front here we have a 16 megapixel front-facing camera. This is a wide-angle lens, and it is able to record at 1080p 30 frames per second. And if I'm not mistaken, this one has, I think it's a 92 screen to body ratio. We do have a chin here towards the bottom, and on the edges we have some bezels all around it. So it looks cool because on top here we can see we have very minimalistic bezels all the way around the device. And so this one is running on Android 10 and it has MIUI 11. I just got an update for it, and it has face recognition. So right now I think it's going to ask me for my PIN. Let me just go ahead and enter my PIN here real quick, and now we're going to try the face recognition. And I think I have to lift it a little bit. Let's see, there we go. Yep, I have my camera here on front of me, so that's why I wasn't reading it correctly. But let's go ahead and try that one more time. There we go, it just read it. And we also have the option of the fingerprint. The fingerprint I think is the most comfortable one right now for me, again because I'm just recording, so you guys can see that it is very easy and very responsive as well. So on the fingerprint side, I don't have any complaints whatsoever, even on my left hand. Again, very responsive, so that's something that I was looking forward to. So here we have the UI. It has a bunch of features, a bunch of customization options. Right now I decided to change the way my apps move around, and I can change that by simply either holding an empty spot like so, or I can do this on the screen and it'll take me to settings here. And if I go to transition effects, I can change it. The one that I have right now is called rotate, and yeah, that's how I got that cool little looking animation here. Towards the top, you guys can see that I am connected here with AT&T and I'm getting LTE connectivity. This is not a 5G device, unfortunately, but I would say the price kind of justifies it. And here it proves that I just got an update with them. So of course, this is Xiaomi, one of the biggest companies, at least in China. So of course, they're going to back their devices and stand behind their products. So this device, guys, when it comes to the battery, I'm just going to talk about that right now because I was so impressed. I charged this device overnight. I wake up around 6:30 in the morning approximately. I go to work and I use it for music. I use it for YouTube. On my break time, I play a lot of videos. I make a lot of phone calls, a lot of texts, just like I do with my iPhone 11 Pro Max. And with the iPhone 11 Pro Max, I get home with about 35%. Today, it is currently 9:47 p.m. and you guys can notice right there that I still have about 47%. I think a lot of it has to do with the display resolution, being a 1080p quality, and having that Snapdragon 720 is helping with the battery consumption a lot. Another thing we got here is the Antutu benchmark. For some reason, I couldn't find that on the Play Store. If you guys have updated information, I forgot to search it as to why it is not there any longer. But anyways, I use it as a reference, and this one scored 253,000, which is quite competitive for a budget device. And again, it comes with the Snapdragon 720, the Adreno 618, 4 gigs of RAM. We can search that here right now, and 64 gigs of internal storage. Let's go into all specs. And this is everything that they have to offer, guys, for just about $200. I mean, really, I am super impressed with this one here. And again, I've been using it now for the past 10 days or so. You can see right here, Android 10 with the MIUI 11. They call it 11.0.6. So that's so far the latest that they have released. And you know, this phone has, you know, decent features that I do like. For example, that 4K recording capability here when it comes to the camera. By the way, talking about the camera, we have a whole bunch of options, just like we have seen on other Xiaomi devices. We have the AI technology built into it, artificial intelligence. For those of you who are not familiar with, we have a 48 megapixel shooter. This one will just give you, you know, the best picture quality using just that one lens. We have portrait mode, and I shot a couple pictures in portrait mode and I was quite impressed with the quality. Now, night mode, well, it does work and it looks okay for a budget device, but it's not going to compete with flagship devices, unfortunately. It is not that kind of night mode. It does work. For me, I think it's okay, and trust me guys, I look for, you know, great quality cameras when it comes to smartphones. But now this one in particular, it does okay. I mean, again, for the price, I really cannot complain. You have Pro mode here. But again, on the camera side, even on the recording, it does have electronic image stabilization, so it recorded very nicely, in my opinion. I mean, compared to other budget devices at this price, I think that the quality of it is super nice. The colors are very accurate. The focus is always there. It doesn't, you know, if you're changing the focus between objects, you know, for example, let's say you have a background view and then you're focusing to something a little bit closer, it's going to do a very good job out of focusing. So that's something I always look forward to, you know, especially when recording. So again, the camera on this device is definitely not disappointing whatsoever. The front facing camera, the same thing. This is a wide angle lens, 16 megapixels. Made by this company or optimized by Xiaomi, and they have done a very good job in my opinion. The photos come out very nicely. They have some sort of beauty mode, and I would say it does the job quite well. If you don't like it, you can always turn it off if you wish to do so. By the way, something I did notice after, I would say, a couple hours of using it, I was getting some notifications of emails and text messages and whatnot, and we do have a notification LED light here inside of the ear speaker. And talking of which, the ear speaker quality is very good, even though I didn't use it all the time because I have Bluetooth headsets that I use. So I didn't use it all the time, but the couple of times that I did, the quality came out to be very good. Now this doesn't have stereo speakers, unfortunately, but I'm going to go ahead and open here a video of my own, and I'm going to have you hear the quality for yourselves in just a second. So my videos, let's go ahead and play the latest one about the S20 Ultra, the fake one. Let's see, there we go. What's going on YouTube, Jay here from Maji and Jay. Today finally I got for you here the Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra replica, and this is the first that I get in my hands. Unfortunately, this was delayed, I would say about 2.5 weeks approximately through DHL, just because of the current situation that we have all around the world. I just switch it to 1080p 60 frames per second, and since I am connected on my phone's network, it kind of lags a little bit. But let me go ahead and connect now to the Wi-Fi. By the way, the Wi-Fi connectivity and all the network connectivity is working absolutely flawless, no issues there. It has to do with the coronavirus. As a matter of fact, I ordered the real one on Amazon with the Prime circuit. So I don't know if you guys can hear this through this microphone, but it does sound very good. You feel that bass kick by holding the phone, and it doesn't sound muffled or flat. It has that like 3D feel, but again, it is not a stereo speaker. So in the end, of course, it's not going to sound the same as, let's say, a Samsung device, a flagship kind, or maybe the iPhone, or any of those phones that have stereo speakers, but it does a pretty good job, especially again guys, for $200 you really cannot complain here. So another thing that we have up here that I forgot to show you is all the toggles, and once again you guys can see that we do not have NFC on here. We do have some cool things like the screen recorder. I do like that a lot. Of course, you can edit this as well. You have hotspot. You can also go directly into cast from here, do not disturb, me share, and whatnot. So again guys, when it comes to the system, you know, the MIUI 11 is really good, and this device for $200 is definitely very impressive, at least in my eyes. So now I think that we have covered most of the important features about the Redmi Note 9S. If you guys want a true full in-depth review about this device, let me know down below. But so far, I gotta say that if you don't care about NFC, or if you don't use it really, and you don't use or don't care about wireless charging, this is the way to go. It's a phone that has been optimized to work well all around the world, even though it is not officially the international version, and it has very nice features and qualities, a very nice display with very nice qualities as well, and overall the phone performs very nicely. With this being said, let me know down below what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, and share, and I'll see you guys on my next one.